back in limbo. Bad day for a hangover.
So not the best mission we've done so far, but I don't feel too bitter about that because the rages are quite challenging and we are nowhere near as proficient as we need to be to display the true awesomeness of this game when you're playing it at a much higher level than I currently am. But that's why it's a playthrough, folks, so we can have fun with it. Right. Increased damage. I want to do the stomp. Yeah, that is a move that's really good for just getting, you know, some quick, easy points and for knocking stuff away from you. Right, that should be okay. Should we change the skins on our weapons for a little bit? Let's go gold for a while. Let's mix it up. I really like this outfit. Shall we change it up? Let's do this one for a little while. And now we're on Eyeless. Not too sure what was all that impressive about that one. Knocks it up, catches it, knocks it down, and then does a slam onto it that doesn't even kill it. Probably isn't even that stylish. I always find that strange, you know, when the game has a ranking system, and the ranking system rewards you doing things that don't look stylish. I call it a Devil May Cry 2.
Get me back my eye, and I'll take you to the tower.
That looks weird as shit, that. Is he called Phineas, this guy? I want to call him Phineas.
Over here! Flying bastards! Come!
Oh, I've got to do that glass ceiling room. It'd be nice if the song Eyeless was in this. I think it's called Eyeless, off the original Slipknot album.
Go! Follow them! Find their nest!
This costume looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that's it. Lead the way.
For a second there I thought he'd give me... What is his sword off the first game called? Is it a Force Edge? I think it's the Force Edge. What the hell was that? Weird green people floating on the ceiling. Tell you a game that I really liked that I wish had got a better sequel. The Force Unleashed. It was a little bit before my time on YouTube, the first one. But the second one wasn't, and unfortunately the second one was fucking horrible. It gave you a second lightsaber, and that was all it gave you, because everything else was just heartbreak. And it needn't be so, because the first game, I really enjoyed that first game. And if anybody's looking for an action game like these, that is a decent one. I mean, it's not as detailed or as in-depth, but it's really challenging and it's fun. And that's all I need these days. Like, somebody's introduced me to a game called... I forget the bloody name. It's a game that's called The Third, like Sword something 3, and there's been no games before it, so it starts at 3 for comedic value, because there's no prequels, it's not a sequel to anything, but that's just its name. And it's this really stylized looking action game, and I think it looks really fun, but I've had a ton of problems tracking it down on PC, because I think it's... bollocks. Uh-oh. I think it's PlayStation 3 only, and of course Aiden's got my PS3 at the moment. Do you have to do a set amount of damage to this, or does it have to be in one session, the damage? Yeah, I think I'm going to come back for that later, because I'm losing a lot of life here on my tiny life bar.
There you are.
Whoa!
But that is a game that looks really fun, and I'd like to play. I've got a couple on my PC, a couple of indie ones. One of them you're like a schoolgirl and you're chopping stuff up. And it's not, is it Oni Chambara? It's not to do with that weird looking Japanese nightmare.
Oh shit!
But I'm always on the lookout for games I've never played. Bringing it back full circle to Wings. For him to say that
Flying bastards!
he doesn't like video games anymore, yet that's what he does every day. That just seems really strange to me. Well, that was bad. See ya. And I realise he's got to pay bills and everything. I just think there's a better way than doing something till you hate it because you feel like you're trapped. And it ties into a lot of things. Like, he went from one sentence where he was talking about, you know, getting people leaving, subscribers not subscribing to him anymore, and then, like a second before he was mentioning it, somebody asked him what his favourite gun was in Fallout 3, which is a game that he's covering on his channel currently, and that he really likes, apparently. And his answer was literally, I don't give a fuck, dude. I hate the guns. I hate Fallout. Like, I don't think that's the way you can react to questions on a Twitch stream when you're hoping for growth. I mean, I know Jordy must know this, but there's times where you're just like, dude, what the fuck are you even saying? And he says he's depressed and like he hates life and stuff. But there's some days when you've just got to put a brave face on, dude. And everybody's been there. Fuck! That was unfortunate. There goes Virgil. But I can't... Why does one gun look blue? I can't understand not being excited for new games. And I've been playing games just as long as he has. So the notion, like somebody asked him, you know, what he was looking forward to, what he was excited for, and he's like, none. He ain't excited for anything. He's not excited for any games. All games are the same. And then he reeled off a bunch of stuff that he doesn't really like about modern gaming, but I think it'll be a very sad day when that part of me that gets, you know, excited like a kid on Christmas, when that part dies. And I don't think it ever will. And I think it's very sad that he's lost that part. And it might be temporary. I hope it's temporary for his sake. But it's a strange situation, that, folks. On the one side, you've got people who are making videos every day on YouTube and not even getting 100 views. And their videos are fantastic. Everything that they do with their channel is really good. They're just unfortunate, and the meat grinder of YouTube is paying them no dues, because that's what it does.
Get back here.
It's just the way it is. And they would kill for his numbers. And on the flip side, there's somebody who has, you know, quite a lot of subscribers who, if his video doesn't get 20,000 views, he feels like he wants to die. Like, it must be very sad to be in that situation, I think. And I do think there are ways to fix it, but I think it's incredibly easy to critique from the outside when you've not felt it. But who here can honestly raise their hand and say that they've never had a moment where they've woke up and all they wanted to do was stay in bed, where they were completely lethargic and apathetic about everything? That's called a fucking Tuesday, dude. You know, it's any day of the week where those feelings arise. And you can't think that you've pioneered it in some way. You can't think that people don't understand what you mean. 'Cause what am I doing? The fuck am I doing? I'm talking, and that's what it does to my brain. Oh, that was lucky. It's another one though where they've given you far too much time to do it. Shit. Ooh. So there that was. Healing item. Is it going to keep showing this same Eric's combo? Jesus, it was not that impressive. You'd think they'd have got... Because I don't know if you remember when this game was coming out, but when they were developing it, they got a bunch of UK Devil May Cry really good players, like veterans of the series who are still playing Devil May Cry 1 and 3 and 4 to this day, and doing it on a level that is beyond, you know, some people's capabilities. And they got them, a handful of them in to play test the game and say what worked, what didn't work, what they liked, what they thought was cool, and so on and so forth. Why didn't they not get those people to make those combo videos? Why is it like 3-hit fucking combos that, you know, bread and butters you'll learn on the very first day of playing? It should be the stuff that inspires you to go, wow, what is that? How do I do that? I must now try and do that. But instead you just watch it thinking, what the fuck's he doing? Why would you do that? Like,
The nest.
congratulations, your combo's just died. Of course, no offence to whoever it is that recorded it. I'm sure you're a very gifted player, it's just it seems a bit lackluster. Seems a little bit like my gameplay right now. So this is a really interesting room, but I will never like it.
Why am I doing this for a crusty old demon? Oh yeah, that's why. Got it. You must be the eye.
I quite like this outfit. It'd be nice if you could have him with his normal hair.
An ambush. You flocking bastards.
Oh, dude, enough. That shit is not... Did I just get an achievement for getting hit? Shit.
Come on, get up. Shit.
Somebody's hit me with that javelin from off screen. It's doing some considerable damage too. Whoa! Oh, that sucked.
No.
Whoa! I can't dodge. I've got this part of my brain that will refuse to dodge. I just can't fucking do it. There's nothing in me that wants to press the left bumper. It seems like such a retarded thing. I'm so tempted to change the controls at this point.
Now how do I get back?
But I can't think like that. It's not a good way of thinking. You're supposed to be a little easier on yourself until it becomes more natural, and then you adjust to it, and then you get to the point where you don't even remember what it was like to not remember that L1's a natural evade. But there's a chance I won't even be playing this game that long. Because next week I'm going to trade it in towards Final Fantasy Type 0. Because how a remade PSP game can be sold for 50 quid is beyond me. And 50 quid in actual money is like fucking... Like, what even is that? $70? Oh! That sucked. Just go to USD, convert to GBP, and just gasp at the prices they make us fucking pay. Or ask at your local store what the tax is on whatever it is you're buying. Like, what is America's tax rate? I have no idea at the moment. I just know that it's very low compared to ours. We pay 20% tax. It used to be 17.5, and admittedly it might have changed, but I haven't worked in a call centre for a couple of years now, and that's the only thing that really made me cognizant of the tax rate and the changing of the tax rate on the stuff that you pay. Because you pay tax on everything, which the amount of people I've had to explain that to because they didn't realise it and they were querying their bill is almost embarrassing to say. They are what I call the silica humans. People who need warnings to eat things that they shouldn't eat. Right. Tell you a move I've not been using. That move I bought for the Osiris. That's what we want. That wider hook. That's a really useful one. Can't remember there being so many of those creatures. I wonder if that's a balanced change. Because so far the balancing is you take a little bit more damage, the ranking is tougher to get because of the way they've changed it, and that is literally the extent of what I've noticed. Fuck. Interesting, that was a parry, that. Die here. I'm doing the wrong move to dodge because for some reason I think this game has the air dodge it does not have. Oh, that was bad. It's the second time I've died to rages, and I couldn't honestly tell you why. Oof. How do I do that move I bought? There we go. That's a real... Wow, I got an iframe then. I don't know why, but I did. Something worth knowing is during an attack animation you can seem to hold the charge, a little bit like you do in Street Fighter on a charge character, to get your next attack. So for drive, if you're in something like Million Stabs, or even Stinger's a good example. So let's try and buffer. Do you notice how as soon as the animation stops he already goes ching? Because I'm holding the trigger, you see. And you can do it in this as well. So that's just landed. Immediate into drive, into the first level charge. So if you didn't know that, that's something that could be really, really useful for doing some good damage. Somebody's knocking fuck out of her upstairs. I don't know what that is, next door neighbours or my mum with a paintbrush, but it's something. Hopefully you don't hear it too much on the mic. There is a key over there. I assume it's the neighbours. Because for some reason they decide to play like 20-year-old dance music up against our fucking wall every evening, like that's a cool thing to do to a neighbour. And that's how you know that they're foreign, because they're the people who still think that music is fucking relevant when we're all like, Jesus dude, that's not even on our CDs anymore. We're on MP3s now dude, MP4s in some places. Get that fucking vinyl out of here, son. But I can't say anything. Put a backpack on me and I look Eastern European, so there you go. Stereotypes and the positive affirmations of them. But we got a key. Oh, and speaking of microphones, I bought a mic stand. I was super excited to test it out today and yesterday. And turns out the microphone that I have doesn't fit it because I need a pin, a specific pin that does, I think it's 3/8 to 5/8 or something like that. So you screw it into the microphone and then the microphone will screw on. And at this moment in time, I don't have one of those. I have to buy one. And I was looking on Amazon and I think it was like 99 cents for this thing. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And then you look at the shipping, like £5. Like, what? I bought that motherfucker 5 times just to get it to my house. That is not going to work. I'm really enjoying this frame rate. Some people might think it's petty, but oh, I love it. As I was saying though, I need to get a clip for the microphone for it to work, and then I'm really curious to see if it needs a shock mount. Wow, thank you. Because every so often when it sits on my desk, I think it's just the residual vibrations of my house, I see the fluctuation on the wavelength across from me on Audacity that tells me that there's some kind of movement that's happened there that it's picked up. Be it the air from my speaking or whatever it is. And a shock mount reduces that so that you don't get those artifacts on your wavelength, so that you have a more crisper, more professional level of sound. And they can be quite expensive, and a lot of the times, I don't know if they're universal, but it doesn't directly tell you what microphones they fit, so it can be really, really tough to understand. That was the wrong weapon. Can he kill these? Didn't they say there was a friendly fire? You can. Ow! Why do I keep doing that? It's not a good way to do that. I don't think that was efficient to anything. That was funny. Keep holding triggers instead of bumpers. I think Bayonetta 2 has got me doing that. Wow! Whatever's got me doing, I'm gonna die here. I did it again! Fuck you, trigger. I don't know why I want to do that. It seems very strange to want to do that. Oh, I pressed that, dude. Fuck you. There must be some kind of restriction on how many evades you can do too quickly. I guess I've never really tried to exploit that. Oh, he got his back then, so I can pull him down again. His little weird spiny thing. See ya. Once again, it's not stylish, dudes, it's just efficiency. This is not really the playthrough if you're looking for mad style, because I'm just not good enough at the moment. Once upon a time I was, but that was a long time ago. But I think this is the end of Eyeless. A pretty tricky mission.
Yeah. You have it? Have you? I can see.
Damn, you ugly.
Dante.
You know me?
No. I knew your father, Sparta. I can see him in you.
Sparta was a demon. I'm nothing like him.
No, of course.
How many fingers has this dude got? What's that? 3 fingers? 3 fingers and a thumb? What is this guy?
Phineas.
He is called Phineas.
Inventor, prophet.
Demon.
And until
I'm that taxi driver from Total Recall. I got old.
Wasn't a favor.
Damn, you're a damn good
Of
cop.
course, my friend. Of course. This way.
They called him the Demolition Man. So D for style, D for time. Completion was pretty weak. We did find Aki. Wow, completion was kind of decent. Time 6, fuck. And we died, so we somehow scraped a C, which pretty pitiful. But I'll let it off.